So there are a lot of different problems involving God's foreknowledge, but the one that I'm focused on involves propositional knowledge of propositions. Divine foreknowledge will be a knowledge of propositions about the future, and an omniscient being has to know all truths. So if there's divine foreknowledge, there must be truths about the future. There have to be truths about the contingent future, a future that could go either way but happens to go this way, if God's foreknowledge is to be complete and exhaustive.
The question is that a truth? Is that proposition true today, or is there no truth about that matter?
Yeah. I mean, exactly. God's foreknowledge will force him to know it only if there's a truth there.
Yeah.
Right?
But if there is a truth there, then for sure God has to know it.
He has to know it, yeah. And it seems obvious to me that there are future contingent truths, but what's obvious to one isn't always easy to explain, because there are others for whom it's not so obvious. So what do I say to those people?
Yeah. Well, say to me, because it's not so obvious to me.
Well, that's good to know, yeah.
Yeah, because you have the assumption that the future is sort of set in almost a four-dimensional block. But does the whole future of reality all exist at one time in a four-dimensional space-time slicing?
I start off with future contingent truth almost as a datum. I take the rather simple view that truth is omnitemporal. If you have the truth conditions for a present tense proposition, say, I am sitting in this chair now, whatever those truth conditions are, those are the truth conditions for the corresponding past and future tense propositions. So given that I'm sitting in the chair now, that renders the present tense proposition, I am sitting in this chair now, true. But it also means that the future tense proposition someone might have uttered 5 minutes ago, that David Hunt will be sitting in that chair, that the very same truth conditions render that future tense proposition true, and the very same truth conditions render the past tense proposition someone might utter 5 minutes from now true.
Each of those have different characteristics, the present, the past, and the future.
Yes.
I think we'd all agree that the present is very much grounded, and I think that we can come to a similar, but perhaps not exactly the same argument for the past, but the future is not that obvious to me, that you get to the same conditions, even though you sitting in the chair 5 minutes from now would fulfill the truth or falsity of the proposition today of where you'll be in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't have the same epistemic strength. It's more wispy.
It's different because it sure seems like there's something special about the present. Presentism is precisely the metaphysical view that there is something special about the present. What's special about the present is that only the present is real. If presentism is true, and if, furthermore, truth is a correspondence between a proposition and the world, correspondence between a proposition and something that is real, then if the future isn't real, there can't be any truths about it.
Right, and God is no poorer in his omniscience by not knowing it.
Because there's no truth there, right? Omniscience doesn't require it. I think a majority of philosophers support the omnitemporality of truth, and that would be my position. That would support there being future contingent truths. Because the problem is a problem of divine foreknowledge and human freedom. It's propositional foreknowledge. So that foreknowledge doesn't exist if there are no true propositions about the future.